Hello, hello, and welcome, my Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your work, career, and vocation reading for June and July 2021. I'm your reader, Angelo Lyons. Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle since 1998, the Archangel of Lyons. Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. So glad to be doing the work, career, vocation reads. I'm so tired of talking about soul contracts, at least for now. Enough. Let's talk about you, shall we? Very, very happy to be doing these readings. What we're doing is, usually this is a 9-card spread. My guides upgraded it to a 12-card spread this time around. Let's see if that sticks. I've been doing work, career, vocation reads for myself and for clients since I learned about the 3 levels of power from Myss, spelled M-Y-S-S. I don't think she cares if you say Caroline or Carolyn, but Myss, I think she probably cares about. She's amazing, brilliant teacher, medical intuitive. Her work has been so pivotal in my life. She is my favorite teacher in a feminine body, female, I guess I should say. And Matt Kahn is my favorite at the present moment for one in a male body. So very, very, very cool people. It's funny because Myss is such a divine masculine, brilliant mind, and not that her heart's not open, she's a delight. So I hear Matt Kahn, such a divine feminine, so they're perfect for me as I tend to be the blend of both. All right, let's get down to work. Work, career, vocation, 3 levels of power. There is a link from Caroline in the description box below if you want to get what that's about, because you can look at so many different areas of your life through these lenses of the work, 3 levels of power: the literal world, the personal world, and the symbolic world, or the physical, the mental, emotional, and the spiritual, if you want to look at it that way. Bringing your work, career, and vocation into alignment so they support each other. It's like getting your chakras in alignment. There are chakras in this read. I'll explain that as I go. As well as there are 3 forms of intuition: survival intuition, creative intuition, and visionary intuition. So we're going to do this. We're going to get 3 of these on the table, the Myss archetype cards, to, in a sense, look at the 8th chakra of your work, career, and vocation. Then we'll layer on top of that 3 daughters of the moon for the heart, throat, third eye, crown. 3 mythic tarot for the root, sacrum, solar plexus, which is either how you appear from the outside looking in or some aspect of the physical world. And then this was only going to be 11 cards, and they upgraded it yet again. 3 Matt Kahn healing mantra decks. I'm going to spare you the bookie book reading like I usually do, because I think you'll figure it out. So let's get up in this gig. All I can ask of anybody watching any of my videos where I am doing readings is both feet on the floor if you can. Well, yeah, if I'm doing one of my, if you go back in my catalog, back in my old videos, I started in 2016, it's all spiritual teaching, right? I truly am a spiritual teacher, but I've been reading tarot since I'm 12, and I'm 52. I know, I don't look it. Thanks, Mom, for the genetics. She's still alive. I'm going up to visit them next weekend and taking all the gear with me, so I'll keep working. Right earth signs, Virgo that I am. So let's do this. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can get from my pantheons of the divine. Apparently, I have a lifelong contract working with them to serve humanity. And I'm going to tell you something that I've been saying to people lately. I didn't incarnate for you. I incarnated for everybody. Means to shut them up. Okay, so let's do this. Both feet on the floor. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, yeah. My collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. Please, I need 3 cards for the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. What is the dominant archetype for their work, for their career, and for their vocation in those 3 levels of power? That's kind of hovering over them, kind of setting the tone, the soul power that can be alchemized from lead to gold, shadow to light, toxic to healthy in first their work, June, July 2021, in their career. No, It's a little humid here today, so the cards are being a little sticky, so I'm really trying to like tell them, leave the card in my hand. In their career, heart, throat, third eye, crown, creative intuition. Yeah, there we go. And for their vocation, that crown chakra, that 8th chakra placement there, their spiritual calling. Let's see who we've got. It's already in the title. You know it before I do in some weird, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly way. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. This is intense. You've got the healer archetype in your work, the divine child archetype in your career, which is a big deal, and the damsel archetype. Now, there are 9 archetypal families, right? The survival family, which everybody has those for, the child, the victim, the saboteur, the prostitute, so you have a survival family archetype in your career. The healing family, you've got sort of the major arcana of that, the healer itself, and the feminine family, the damsel. Now, I gotta tell you, this is about yin energy. This has nothing to do with biological gender any more than, well, children aren't allowed to watch my shows, so there you have it, right? Age restricted. I don't work with kids. I have cats, not kids, right? So a healing, a survival, and a damsel. So let me read you what's on here, and then we'll start clarifying and layering. The shadow attribute of the healer is wicked, toxic. If you've ever dealt with an unhealed healer, right? The shadow attribute, taking advantage of those who need help. You know, that's not sustainable. Failing to care for yourself, which I see all the time with healers. All the time. Yes, I understand we have work ethics. I understand we have to do what we're here to do. But if you're not taking care of yourself, or at least working with other healers to support you, no bueno. So what you're shooting for here in your work, the light attribute, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. Now look, you do not have to put out a shingle as a healer to do that, you know, Reiki, Schmeiki, eggs and bakey. Some people are just natural counselors, right? Just by listening, they heal you, right? Allowing the rite of confession, throat chakra stuff. For some of you, that is exactly what you are, but it might not be literally what you do for work. It might also be that you're in a process of healing, of alchemizing your work life for you. Heart, throat, third eye, crown, your career. The divine child archetype. Everybody has the child archetype. Not everybody has the sub-archetype of the divine child. I do. The shadow attribute, an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. Hello, I'm an empath. Mom used to send happy little kid off to school, miserable son of a bitch kid used to come home, right? Everybody else's anger and frustration and everything in my cell tissue had no idea. I used to have night terrors when I was a kid about the devil. And I don't mean the tarot card, right? I saw the movie The Exorcist way too young. Right? So, but that's how I learned energetic shielding and inner child work. So catch the light attribute of this. It's so wonderful. I wouldn't trade this for anything. Innocence. I know it's a little hard looking at me, but there's a happy, innocent little child in my heart. Innocence, purity, and redemption. Now, redemption, that word alone, right? We are good at redeeming people. At least within ourselves, saying, you know, they didn't know any better. Definitely a forgiveness thing. Suggests a special connection with the divine. You think. So, you know, I could see that in my own career. I have no planets in Taurus, but I could see that absolutely as essential. Keeping your heart, throat, third eye, crown congruent, right? Innocent, pure, and understanding that if you are picking up... Look, the definition of empath, there are so many different definitions now. I feel like when I use that word, I have to clarify it in and of itself. An empath is, the type of empath I'm talking about is feeling other people's energies, or maybe the energies of the world, in your own cell tissue. So why wouldn't the child think that was all them until they know, right? So this might very well be about your own self-healing. In all of this, putting up clean, healthy boundaries, because children aren't born with boundaries. We learn them from our families. The Damsel. Now I have a lovely relationship with the Damsel within myself. The shadow attribute nobody wants. Waiting for a night. I'm sorry, now I'm hearing J-Lo. Guys, cut it out. Waiting for a night. Whoa. And I hope he is bearing arms. Waiting for a night, K-N-I-G-H-T, to provide for you seduction by romantic illusions. And look, don't beat yourself up on this, because who doesn't have romantic illusions if you grew up with Disney? You know, and if you're of a certain age, the kiss of true love, the glass slipper fits. Oh, Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella. So what you're shooting for here in your vocation, understanding the nature of healthy romance, inspires you to rely on yourself. Now, the romantic part of that might be a romance with the divine, because your heart, third eye crown is that. But so often we seek for rescue outside of ourselves. At least here in the shadow, that rescue is an 8th chakra thing, right? So whatever needs to be healed here, there's inner child work indicated, and there is your feminine energy, sort of like, I know someday my night will come. He will be here in my arms, whatever that means. And maybe that he or she is the divine in and of itself. Let's get to work. We're going to clarify this. 3 cards from the Daughters of the Moon Tarot representing, whoa, cards flying across the room. Don't worry, I have pants on. I'm not putting my butt on my dining room chair cushions. Not like that. Heart, third eye crown. This represents the feminine, the yin energy, the world behind your eyes. Because if you can bring your heart, third eye and crown in alignment with that 8th, you're getting a lot of inspiration and creativity. Please take a nice deep breath. Just making sure I didn't drop any others. I hate looking afterwards and going, oh, the 2 of Cups is on the floor. No, it's not. Breathe. Okay. Oh, I feel that. My goddesses of earth in the sign of Taurus, Demeter, great corn mother. Oh, hail to great Demeter. You'll love her when you meet her, then you'll grind her up and eat her, and that's good enough for me. Please, 3 cards in clarity, heart, third eye, crown dynamic for their work with that healer archetype in the 8th chakra, for that divine child, divine Miss M child. What's going on there in their career, heart, third eye, crown. Please leave the card in my hands because they're getting very sticky. Thank you. And with that damsel archetype in their 8th chakra, their vocation. So there's definitely something about love and romance, but how does that translate? Well, in the physical world, we'll see in the next 3 cards that go down, but what's going on with them, their heart, third eye, crown? Let's look. Okay. All right, this makes sense. You've got the 9 of Flames, which is the 9 of Wands. You know, I hear so much the wounded warrior, and maybe that is the case because we've got the healer here. But in this, it's the wanderer. Very Sagittarian energy in this card. Not all who wander are lost. But it's also saying, oh my God, I've got 9 wands. If I can just make it over that hill. Here, let me see. You see the sun over the horizon? It's like, if I can just keep going, right? If I can just keep going, over that next rise is my fulfillment. And in this deck, the 10 of Flames, which would be the 10 of Wands, is not about burden. It's the hora, hava, nakila hava. You know, my mother divorced my father and married her divorce lawyer. They're still married. It happened when I was, 4 years old. They got married. I can't wait to see them. Particularly with the Emperor in this deck, Pan. It's almost it is a fusion of the Hierophant and the Emperor. This is absolutely about your ability to call the shots within yourself. So how wonderful that you've got a divine child with a divine masculine energy inside of you that is perhaps getting ready to express itself, but if you don't feel safe, All right, I'm going to give you what they're showing me. There are 3 controlling fears, according to Carolyn Myss in her book, Entering the Castle, her work on St. Teresa's The Interior Castle. Everything I've ever touched by her has been massively transformative, but I'm a mystic. The first controlling fear is the fear of humiliation, right? People say they're afraid of failure, but if nobody knows about it, are you so afraid? Maybe, but usually we're afraid of the humiliation, right? The fear of humiliation. The second is the fear of chaos, loss of control, yet chaos is divine order. The third, the fear of God. I'm going to leave that there. Again, 3 levels of power, right? So what I'm getting here is this very, very strong, I don't know if it's control, but there's something where you're really trying to bring things into alignment, but probably more head than heart. And I think if you're trying to protect and defend yourself as this child, remember, it's an inability to defend oneself against negative forces. This is why I really recommend her work, particularly The Interior Castle. Seeing the castle of your soul, that your soul is as this castle carved of a single diamond with 7 mansions within, right? 1 for each chakra if you want to go there. That there's something really forming in you to take a more leading role in your life, but it's still going back and forth. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. And how I know that is because, right, here we go, it's like I'm not quite there yet. Almost there, a little defensive. For some of you, it's a little bit defensive. You might be healing wounds from boundaries that have been crossed, right? Victimization stuff. But with the Damsel, you've got the 2 of Pentacles, the card of balance, and certainly a juggling card. I love this card. I mean, it's the 2 of Pentacles. It's not major arcana or anything, but it's the bull leapers, these women. I believe this is the forerunner to the running of the bulls in Pamplona, Spain, where these women would get into a ring, right? Run towards charging bulls, grab them by the horns and flip over them. And I wonder if that's where grab the bull by the horns comes from. I have no idea. I don't know. I forget. I don't know. But definitely with that Damsel, it feels like spiritually you might very much be juggling romance and your vocation, right? Your spiritual calling. And how does that play into all of this? Well, if your heart, third eye, crown, man, the energy I get off of this is I have to manage all of this. But the child in you kind of wants to say, the divine is in charge. Can we just trust? No. We have to control. Now look, the Emperor is not a negative card, nor is it a positive card. All cards are neutral. It depends where you are. But it would make sense that there may very well be a step-by-step protocol or process that you can go through, like inner child work or whatever kind of healing is necessary here to allow that child to really bring through the guidance, the grace, the information to bring something into form here that is very healthy for you. And you may not be letting on about what this is going on inside of you, but we're going to see in the outside looking in. This Damsel thing, though, you know, okay, what they're showing me, clairvoyance for fun and profit. People can have a romance with a career until they get into it, right? Oh, like YouTubing. Did I make it a verb? Yes, I did. Right? It's like, oh, I'm going to be a YouTuber. And then you see how much work is involved, right? And if you're working on your own, it's like camera, makeup, like every day. I have a 9-step process I get before I get on camera, right? Hair, makeup, shower, all of that. Pick out the clothes, set the camera, bless the cards, do the prayer, the meditation, Course in Miracles, thwarp the kitty fan, you know, whatever it takes. So it might be that, like your vision, remember, this is survival intuition, turn left, turn right, right? Lower 3 chakras. This is creative intuition, where it feels like there's something worth bringing into physical form here. We're going to see what that looks like on the outer in a minute. But this, in terms of your vocation, if this can be romantic, healthy romance in terms of being in love with your path, in love with your spiritual calling, or it might just, oh, this makes so much more sense. It might be that your calling is to love and be loving, but you're having to juggle that with perhaps some toxic environments in your physical world, while the daddy inside protecting the divine child. your own internal father energy, divine masculine energy. That does make sense. But I'm also getting that thing with the Hierophant where it's a step-by-step process, right? Nobody becomes a Reiki master in a day, right? Reiki 1, Reiki 2, Reiki 3. Reiki, schmakey, eggs and bakey. I said that like 20 years ago and it totally stuck. Okay. Let's look at the root sacrum solar plexus dynamics here. More of the masculine, right? The external. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, I feel you. I feel that. My gods of earth and the sign of Taurus, please. 3 cards in clarity for the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. They've got the healer in the 8th chakra here for their work, the wanderer, the 9 of flames. If I can just make it over that hill, be running up that road, be running up that hill with no problems, please. What does that look like? Just Kate pushed us. What does that look like on the outside? They've got the divine child there with the emperor / Hierophant in their career. So it's probably fine that they're guarding themselves. If there's something really close and sensitive to their heart, like something that they really value. Oh, and I didn't even realize they have the Damsel with the bull leapers, and we're talking about a Taurus. Didn't even catch that. What does that look like in the physical? Root sacrum solar plexus dynamic. Rock and roll. You got 2 9s. You got the 9 of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, and the 9 of Cups. Excellent. We'll get there because I'm getting a hit with that 9 of Cups and the Damsel. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Flames. Actually, you have 3 9s on the table now that I look at it. I mean, this is really saying you are keeping to yourself, that you have maintained a certain autonomy, and I think that word works well, autonomy, with that card of Pan, the divine masculine emperor Hierophant, however that floats with you there. To say, no, I'm good. From the outside looking in, no, I'm good. And I would think this would mean boundaries in place. Yeah, you're not at the 10. But I feel like that's got to be on its way with that, what else is going on here. Your own internal journey is way more important right now than the physical world. I'm going to say that because it's for your own healing. And I don't care how long a person has been in healing service in some way, shape, or form. If you're not healing yourself, if you're not taking time, I can only do a certain number of readings a day. Now, I said on another video this past week, it was the new to full moon reads that I did. I mean, if YouTube had happened when I was in my 20s, honey, I would have been all over that thing. I would have been cranking out readings, but I wouldn't be as good as I am now in terms of accuracy and skill, not to mention divine connection, right? So part of that is absolutely learning how to heal yourself, to keep your autonomy, to keep your boundaries clear, to know when enough is enough. Not like, oh, look, I'm a Virgo. I can set myself a schedule that, number 1, is impossible to complete, and number 2, nobody cares about, right? So that's self-employment. This could very much be a self-employment thing. This could be, particularly in terms of your career. And so you might be kind of doing the healing work, going to work, maybe working for, I will never work for anyone else ever again, not in this world. With, sure. For, never. I work for them. I am an archangel. People think, oh, that's so cute. I'm like, look, I tried to keep that as a humorous thing and a mnemonic device. And then they show me I'm an actual archangel. Okay. You got the 4 swords here. Meditate, rest, heal, go within, talk to the child. Talk to the divine child of your heart, of your 8th chakra, however that works, because you're sort of being the guardian and the protector of that while going through a stages of healing, right? Procedural, what's that other word? Protocols, right? There's certain things you have to do, but from the outside looking in, mum's the word. Go within, focus within, rest, heal, meditate. And by the way, I don't know how anybody gets in touch with the clarity of their, I don't know how you get your heart and your third eye to be congruent. So what comes out of your mouth, your choices and decisions are in alignment without going within. So in terms of your career right now, it feels like this is your leverage. Usually of the 3 piles, one of them is your leverage, kind of feeling it there. Even though the healer is in your work, that divine child might have all the inspiration. The child archetype, regardless of its sub-pattern, they want me to tell you this, is about safety and innocence. If a child does not feel safe, you could bring them to their favorite place and they won't enjoy themselves. They will cower. They will freak out. I went to Blarney Castle when I was 6 years old. My father took my brother and I there. Afraid of heights. I wouldn't kiss the stone. I found out later from a native Irishman that the caretakers piss on the stone every morning. Wait till my other books come out. Oh, my autobiography reads like fiction. Here you've got the 9 of Cups, and I think this is what plugs into the Damsel here. Look, if you are really, really, really looking at your life path, love has everything to do with it. What's love got to do? Got to do with it a whole lot, apparently. But you are trying to balance that. It's like, I'm here for the love, but I have to have boundaries. You're learning very important lessons that are ensuring wish fulfillment. But I also want to say, yes, it's a code word, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. But just like the 9 of Pentacles is very much about being almost financially independent, maybe financially independent or solid and stable, well-boundaried. 9 of Cups is that I have reached a place of self-love. I have reached a place where emotionally, what I am getting in my crown chakra, that damsel archetype, understanding healthy romance, maybe even in terms of life path, that I'm finding balance there. I am finding a balance there, heart, third eye, crown, because it is showing from the outside looking in, your wish is coming true, but you may not see it unless you get up into the 8th chakra. Meditate. Yeah. And it feels like you probably have the time and space to do that with those 2 9s, earth on the outer, fire on the inner. You know, I'm fine. I'm just taking some time to myself. Everyone must. All right, Matt Kahn Healing Mantra Deck. It was only going to do 1, and the guides are like, nope. 1 for each. Now, I love this deck. It has pulled my tushy out of the fire more times than I care to, unless I'm supposed to sit in that fire of transformation. So let's ask the Ascended Masters of Work, Career, and Vocation. Please take a nice deep breath. All right, last 3 cards down. I'm not even going to look at them. My Ascended Masters of Work, Career, Vocation, or as you like to call yourselves, the sacred contract layers of life purpose. Please, 3 cards in clarity for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. They've got the healer with the 9 of flames on the inner, 9 of wands on the inner, 9 of Pentacles on the outer. There's a lot of completing cycles here. Not quite the 10, but awfully close. What is the perfect healing mantra for them in their work? In their career, the Divine Child archetype with the Emperor / Hierophant with 4 of Swords. What's going on in their career there? And in their vocation, the Damsel with the 2 of Pentacles, the Bull Leapers, all about balance with 9 of Cups. And I have to say, 1, 2, 3 9s on the table. 2 + 7 makes another 9, 27. Please, what is going on here? What is their perfect healing mantra for their vocation? Not reading from the bookie book, it would take too long. I get it. So you got the healer, right? Inside, it's like, oh, just have to make it over. You know what this could be? It's like your contract is almost up somewhere, or you're getting ready to leave. Something that's like, oh, come on, just 1 more month, right? And on the outside, you're like, yeah, but I'm okay. I'm good on my own. Well, wouldn't you just get grounding my energy? It is safe to be in my body. To understand that you are a soul that was chosen to play a role in a body really is a brain flip on that one. It's like, oh, I'm not my body. You're not your body. You're not. You are spirit first, right? I mean, if we're our bodies in every incarnation, Will, where are they? I don't know. Well, I could find where my last one was. I know who she was. I don't want to, though. No, I don't need that kind of trauma in my life right now. Plus, I'd have to travel far to find it. But it does say, Nine of Pentacles, you are pretty grounded. So here's your mantra for dealing with this, particularly with the healing. It is safe to be in my body. It is safe to be in my body. Yeah. In the Divine Child, with the Emperor / Hierophant, right? 4 swords on the outer. Growing beyond guilt. It couldn't happen any other way. Best mantra. Hard mantra. Takes a certain altitude to see that it couldn't happen any other way. Growing beyond guilt. Everything that has ever happened to us in our lives was scripted. Like a video game. With infinite probabilities and possibilities that in every moment all you have to do is choose between love and fear. You know, cowardice or courage, right? Toxic or healthy. That's what these archetype cards are for, is to show you that energetic dynamic. So wouldn't it make sense, the Divine Child, unable to defend itself, and here you are in the physical world feeling safe in your body, to get like the child, do the inner child work, talk to that child, particularly in terms of your career and your creativity, and say to it, honey, look where it got us. It couldn't happen any other way. It was perfect. But that doesn't mean you have to like it. Don't spiritually bypass your emotions with that. Oh, it couldn't have happened any other way, so then I don't have to feel all this. No, you do. That healer archetype, yeah, you do. But also keep in mind, if you are an empath, how many people have been freaking out about their work in this world this past year? Tons. Vodka. Tons. They just Ali Sheedied us. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. The Damsel archetype with balance, the Two of Pentacles with 9 of Cups, a balance in and of itself. You've got balancing the brain. I can be and do all at once. This is all about the balance of masculine and feminine energy, because mostly what we've been taught to do is go out into the world and work and then retreat and heal. Not with this healer in your work position. This is about saying, I can be and do all at once. This is about mindfulness. This is about being congruent. It's all here for you. This is your position of leverage, but you're coming into balance with it. And from the outside looking in, you really are emotionally stable. You may not be joyful, blissful of the 10 of Cups, but the amount of 9s on here, and really this lesson is coming down into brilliant mantra. So here's your mantra for work, career, vocation. It is safe to be in my body. It couldn't have happened any other way, and I can be and do all at once. Has a certain through line. Reverse it. I can be and do all at once. It couldn't have happened any other way. It is safe to be in my body. That's really, really cool. Please take a nice deep breath. My collective pantheons of the divine. May the Taurus collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need in their work, career, vocation. That they may heal what needs to be healed within themselves as they walk this world with that divine child really being protected and guarded as it inspires through its special connection to the divine, whether it's divine mother, divine father, feeling more like divine father here for them, so that their healthy romance with what they do and balancing their romance with that, understanding that they can be and do all at once. They can be loving. They can want their heart's desires to manifest. From the outside looking in, they're really kind of balanced. But that also means that they can have a career and heal and keep their spirituality being and doing all at once for their healing and benefit, for the healing and benefit of anyone they are serving as well, through the unity consciousness, the unity of it all, blessing all of us, healing all of us for our well-being as a collective humanity and all of life. For the well-being of all with harm to none, as I will it, so let it be done. So motivate. Yeah. Pretty good read. Here we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. As soon as I knock, they start the music in my head. That's how I can do that. What a really, really healthy read. And honestly, I don't do lotto. I don't scratch out things. I don't gamble. I'm a Virgo. But I would certainly play those nines or look for 999 because that's a really, really cool combo in there altogether. So thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it. You want more, subscribe to my channel. There's so much more coming. I'm bringing in more collaborators as we go. There's so much good stuff. Oh, Lillian Carter, my college roommate from the Boston Conservatory, her video Woman is on my channel, the only place on YouTube you will find it. She just won an award in Hong Kong. She won like Best in Experimental Film. God, and I love artists. I do. I am one in my way. I mean, we did meet at the conservatory. So whatever your creativity is, talk to that child. Give it time and space to do that as you go within. Such an honor. And if you want to book me for a reading, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, slide into my DMs. We can book it easy peasy, eggs and cheesy. Pay me through PayPal or Venmo or however we want to do it. Because really, what an honor and a fun read to do. So thank you so much for watching. My Taurians, hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.